We are on the air.
We are on the air, and that's only because they wanted me to stop talking when we were off the air. My name is Jeffrey Davis. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. Our next guest, Jonathan Roy, mortgage loan originator, Metro Credit Union. Hello.
Hello.
Tell us about Metro Credit Union.
Metro Credit Union's been around since 1926. Have nearly 300,000 members, almost $2 billion in assets under our control. Mostly on the North Shore of Massachusetts. I want to say we have about 14 or 15 branches. 2 of those are in high schools.
And what do you do?
What do we do?
Yeah, well, that's a lot of network you've got.
It's a big network, yeah. Well, we're a full-service financial firm. Come to us for mortgages, for loans, car loans, savings accounts, CDs, whatever you need.
Should have known you before I did my last car loan.
I wish you had.
Right. We'll talk. So, how'd you get into this business?
Well, I'm a trained attorney, and I
Uh-huh.
practiced law for about 10 years before I realized that.
People say you're a reforming attorney, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm a reformed attorney. I'm in
Yeah.
recovery.
Yeah.
And so I needed to get out of the practice of law because I was unhappy.
Yeah.
And as we discussed before, I'm 45 years old. So if I
Right.
didn't get out soon, I wasn't going to get out at all. And I needed to think of another career where, my background would serve me, where I could make a decent income, and where I could use my skills. And mortgage loan originator was one of those careers that came up on the radar.
Wow. Well, why'd you pick that career?
I think it was because a lot of my background fits very well. I did some bankruptcy law, I did some divorce law, so I really understand how credit works, what people are looking for in terms of their finances, what they need, how to help people out. But this side of what I'm doing, I'm working with people who are happy and we're all trying to achieve the same goal as opposed to, the divorces.
Right.
We're not all on the same page.
So do you feel like Metro Credit is unique in some ways, as a unique offering?
Absolutely. I mean, very caring institution in terms of their employees and their members too. Excellent management and administration, second to none. You hear about people that work for companies, you say it's like my family. Metro is one of those companies. I didn't think they existed until I worked at Metro, but my vice president, my manager, everyone from top to bottom, just phenomenal people. Exquisite.
Is rate the only defining business advantage in your type of business, or is it
No.
more than rates?
It's a lot more than rates. It's relationships. It's about building trust. It's about connecting with people. It's about understanding what they want. It's about understanding what they need, how you can help them, when you can't help them, being honest with them. So are rates important? Of course, rates are always going to be important, but there's a lot more to it than rates too. It's relationship selling is what it is. If you can build a relationship, you can do this job.
Interesting. Do you manage people?
I don't manage people, no.
So are you just a business originator?
Yes, I just originate just mortgage loans. So I'm out sourcing my loans, I'm receiving calls, I'm in my office, I'm networking events, I'm on podcasts apparently.
You prefer auto loans, or do you prefer?
Don't do auto
mortgages?
loans. I just do the mortgages. That's all I do is,
Right.
I don't do commercial loans. I just do residential loans.
It's hard to refinance a mortgage in today's world. It's not as easy as it used to be.
It's a different world.
It's many times over the years, since the last mortgage crisis,
Yeah.
people have approached me to redo my rate, saying I can get you a better rate. I go, I don't have time to give up my life,
Yeah.
and I can't produce reams of volumes that you want.
It's a lot of work. It can be a lot of work. There's always something that's needed afterwards. Having said that, when you're motivated, for whatever reason your motivations are, you can get it done, right?
Right, but that's not what the advertisers are saying.
Right.
Can I mention names?
Yeah.
Rocket Mortgage.
Yes.
They make it
Right.
seem like, I'm going to have my mortgage like the old days in 10, 15 minutes. You're going to get approval, you're going to get
Yeah.
my documents, it's done.
Right. Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
That's maybe a pre-approval.
That's your pre-qualification, maybe before your pre-qualification.
You still got to do all that.
You still got to
paperwork.
hand over, your 2 years W-2s, 2 months bank statements, 2 months pay stubs. You got to pull your credit.
Right.
It's not quite as arduous probably as you might think, but there's definitely
Are
work
they
to be
softened
done.
up a little bit?
No,
No.
no, they're not. After the last crash, I don't think we're going to see much of a softening in terms of the CFPB and what they're looking
Well, they don't
for.
want to. They don't want the wrong people to get houses so that they we don't have all those houses sitting on the market.
It's a good thing, right?
I agree with that. And I don't think, I would love to see everybody own a home,
Sure,
but I don't agree that everybody should own a home.
absolutely.
And
It's not
that's,
for
that's where
everybody.
it was, right?
Everybody, anyone can get a home, but more than that, they were getting homes that they couldn't afford. I mean,
And they
it
were
wasn't-
underwater.
it
I know all
was
these people in
ridiculous.
Florida, they're sitting with homes that were underwater for
Yeah.
years.
Absolutely, and not good for the people, not good for the economy, not good for the community, you don't want.
No,
your
not good for
neighbors-
banks.
Nothing, it's not good for anybody. No, I agree, absolutely.
Right, it used to be the home was a privilege. You had to work, some people, I know my parents' generation, they'd save for decades to buy a home.
Oh, absolutely, and
Right.
they bought that one house and that was it.
That was
And
it.
they lived in that house and.
Well,
they
I grew
didn't
up in
sell-
one of
yeah.
those communities at the end of the Second World War, you know,
Yeah.
that was being built up in the 1953, 52 area.
Yeah,
There was nothing there before that, it was farmland where I grew up,
Yeah.
and everybody bought that home, that's the home they had their whole life.
yeah,
Until their kids sold it when their parents passed away.
absolutely, and there was probably a bunch of houses that looked just like it throughout the neighborhood, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and that was awesome.
And that was their accomplishment in life, that they could buy a home.
They were homeowners.
They
What a
were
wonderful
they were
thing.
landowners,
They were
which they weren't in Europe.
Right,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And it's
Very
not the way it
important.
is now. People,
It's
I
not.
have cousins that all they do is flip homes. They sell their house every
Yeah.
year to 2 years.
Yeah.
Not in this market, in
Right.
another market.
Another
They're buying,
market.
people come in, they love their home, they say, hey, buy it if you like it.
Yeah,
They flip it. That's all they do for a living. They're
really?
just selling their house.
Well, you can make a good living that way.
It's an interesting proposition.
It is an interesting proposition. Again, not for everybody.
Right,
Some people are cut out for it, some people aren't.
right.
You've got to be able to move quickly. You've got to really know what that home is worth. You've got to know the market, and you've got to keep your credit very, very tight. You've got to know your credit score, and you've got to be good with your credit.
So you're seeing the ratio changing, homes to condos?
Not so much. I think it depends more on the area.
As people are telling me that the baby boomers are just getting rid of their houses
Yeah.
at a record rate.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, and I do see people coming in, they want to get rid of their homes, they want to downsize into a condo, they're empty nesters.
Not me.
No. Well,
I love being an empty nester. I finally have a lot of
you've
room.
got it made at this point.
I got
right?
it- I
You've
got a
got
lot
to
of
enjoy
room.
it while you can.
Yeah.
Well, what happens in another 20 years? Besides, you're going to come call me.
You know what? 20 years, I hope I'm alive.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
I'll start with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. No, I actually got an email on the way here from a woman who's looking to buy a condo, and I'm going to meet with her this afternoon and do a pre-approval. So, you know, we do see it, absolutely, but I see a lot of first-time home buyers too. A lot of people who are wanting to come in and get a start and buy that maybe little fixer-upper, or maybe that first house that they can afford and start a family in.
Everybody, we've been speaking with Jonathan Roy, mortgage loan originator, Metro Credit Union. Jonathan, if somebody's looking for you, how would they do that?
They can call me at 781-808-8102. They can go to my website at metrocu.org/jroy, J-R-O-Y.
Oh, that's great. And I want to thank our friend Jim Farrell, PR First, for introducing you to us.
Absolutely. Jim's fantastic.
Great guy. We're going to take a break. Remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs.